Hey you all, my name's Adam Conrod. Last month, I'm actually surprised I got a reply back. I got a response from the Department of Education in regards about Eastern Shore Consolidated, in regards about the rumors that was floating around, which I wanted to have answered and have clarified. So believe it or not, the Department of Education had responded. And some of these questions I asked was one of the rumors about Eastern Shore Consolidated having portables on the property for students, as the school was allegedly too small to accommodate the entire flow of students that will be flowing into the Eastern Shore Consolidated School. So Mr. Tyler Bell had responded back to me, and he's the project executive, capital and operations for Nova Scotia Department of Education and Childhood Development at 2021 Brunswick Street in Halifax. Now, before I go over this, I gotta say a few things here. First of all, David Hinsby. David Hinsby worked his ass off to represent the community of Musquodoboit Harbour, voiced the community of Musquodoboit Harbour of it trying to ensure that this school would remain in the community of Musquodoboit Harbour. One thing about David Hinsby, like I said many times before, at least him at a political level, he has stuff to show for, and he's a person of his word, and he will represent your community at the best of his abilities. And one thing which you have to realize about this issue right here with Eastern Shore Consolidated, David Hinsby only has jurisdictions at the municipal level. This here is a provincial level, and David Hinsby decided still to move forward and represent the community of Musquodoboit Harbour, even though he has no jurisdictions at the provincial level. So all you people in the past who had voiced negative things in regards to David Hinsby not voicing the community as where he should have, that is why I said what I said, because David Hinsby is at the municipal level. He has no jurisdictions at the provincial level, but he decided to move forward and still voice the community of Musquodoboit Harbour. And I do agree that having this school possibly located in the community of Musquodoboit Harbour and the Musquodoboit Harbour Industrial Park was a pretty good idea. But the province felt that it wasn't a realistic idea, and they decided to relocate the school inside the Hitchcock Industrial Park. But anyways, Mr. Tyler Bell had responded, and we're going to go over what he had stated. Showed the video clip of that email. Dear Adam, your email of February 15th, 2025, and a follow-up email of March 13th, 2025 to the Minister of Education and Early Childhood Development regarding the new Eastern Shore Consolidated School has been forwarded to me for a response. Thank you for sharing your perspective about the new school that recently opened in your community and the potential need to keep Gatesbrook Junior High as a part of the Eastern Shore community family of schools. This is an exciting time for Nova Scotia as our population continues to grow and people see our province as a great place to live and raise a family. The Department of Education and Childhood Development includes a thorough review of existing infrastructure within new schools are opened to ensure that the appropriate strategic decisions are made regarding former schools that remain in the provincial portfolio. Education and Early Childhood Development works closely with the Halifax Regional Centre for Education to review student enrollment projections across all the Halifax Regional Municipality, including the area of the Eastern Shore. These projections use current student enrollment and then consider both ongoing development and approved future development. The design consults use the projections to ensure that the buildings are designed for the forecast number of students. Modern school designs allow for learning space to have multiple use. As enrollment faculties, if I pronounce that right, up and down, the school administrators can adapt to ensure the enrolled students are commended. Halifax Regional Center for Education has confirmed that the enrolled students are currently in the school, and there are no portables in use at this faculty. I'm confident that students and staff at Eastern Shore Consolidated School will find that the new school is an improved over their previous schools. Sincerely, Taylor Bell. Anyways, let's go for a look around the school, and let's look for portables just to ensure that this Tyler Bell is being truthful on his email to us saying that there's no portables on the property of Eastern Shore Consolidated. Let's go take a look. Pretty good here. When this video is done, let's go take a look at behind the school. I got a shot of that too. I didn't go around the whole school, but I looked around it, and this is a shot behind Eastern Shore Consolidated. This is behind the building, and as you can see that there is no portables even behind Eastern Shore Consolidated, and I went all around the school and I had not come across any portables, none whatsoever. So this Tyler Bell was truthful on his email to me. Well, what do you think? It looks pretty good to me. I think Tyler Bell told the truth. You know, I like what I see. Portables are not something that we should be having on our school property, not in the 21st century, at least, not that. But, the rumors of Eastern Shore Consolidated having portables on its property have been confirmed. A rumor, it's not true, it's a rumor. Now we can let that rumor die. And also, like in that letter, it also states that there's enough room for all students to be accommodated at Eastern Shore Consolidated. Now, I didn't get a chance to go inside Eastern Shore Consolidated, because I'm not a student there. Eastern Shore, to me, is pretty well a thing of the past, but in my opinion, I think Eastern Shore Consolidated is in their okay place, but in my opinion, in Chesapeake, you're starting to push the button when you're starting to get too far. But when I talked about changing the school boundaries for students so they don't have to travel to the end of the earth to go to school, for students who live in Lake Charlotte, according to this letter, Taylor Bell, I should say, has stated that there is enough room for those students where changing the school boundaries is not needed. But my concern is is there enough room for all these students? It's the long traveling distance that these students has to make to go to school. It's just too far to the beaten path. But I'll leave that battle up to the students and parents to take up with the province of Nova Scotia. This is the email to the Minister of Education. You can bring that issue up to the minister themselves. And like I said, when I was at Eastern Shore Consolidated, taking a look at the premises during the weekend when school's not in, obviously, I said I'll go and I'll take a look at it. When I was leaving Eastern Shore Consolidated, one of the things I noticed was the long distance from the parking lot to Eastern Shore Consolidated to the end of the road. The reason why I noticed that was because there is a rumor, David Hensey was talking about himself, the city councilor, that there's a possibility of a Halifax transit bus where park and ride is going to be constructed in that area. Now, I don't think that that transit bus should have to go all the way up to Eastern Shore Consolidated just to drop off a few students, because I'm pretty sure they're capable of walking from the end of the road to the school, because I'm pretty sure the school don't want a Halifax transit bus dropping off the general public off at their premises. It's only common sense. So the next logical place is all right to have the park and ride constructed at the end of the road, and the students can walk up the hill from there. That's what I would presume. But there's the Elvis bus that would be suitable for those students would be the Halifax Transit Bus route number 401 that travels along the number 7 highway through the communities of Porters Lake, Lake Echo, and East Preston through on to Ross Road into the community of Lawrencetown and ending its route at the Port Hills bus terminal just on the outside of Cole Harbour in the community of Dartmouth. Then people can transfer onto another bus going to Halifax or Dartmouth. But anyways, yeah, that was an issue. But I think that can be accommodated. But the other issue that I noticed when I was driving along the road from the Eastern Shore Consolidated to the end of the road where the park and ride is, there was a house with serious dogs there in their property, and they weren't posing a risk, but they looked pretty. They could do damage if they ever got out of the property and went after a student walking to or from school. Now, my question is to the city councilor David Hensby: if there's a house or anybody in the premises of the Eastern Shore Consolidated, a property owner with dogs that could pose a risk to the property owners. I know that they're allowed to have a dog, let it run freely on his property. But if the homeowner wasn't home and if one of those dogs were to pose a risk to a student walking to or from school, what actions can be taken place and what can ensure the students that they can walk to or from school without a homeowner's dog posing a risk to the students? That's something that needs to be addressed, because I noticed that when I was going down the road. I say, wait a minute here. Well, those dogs they're caged in. It looks all right. But if those dogs were to leave the property, find a way to get through and pose a risk in the direction of students, what can be done to ensure the students that they are safe walking to and from their school when they're going to and from school, so they're safe. You know, but other than that, yeah, this is our last podcast with Eastern Shore Consolidated. Like I said, here's the email to the Minister of Education. If you students, teachers, and parents, including the people out in the community, feel that this school is too small, if you feel that the minister and this Tyler Bell, if you're not satisfied with the response that they've given me on this email, feel free to respond back to them or contact them yourselves. But anyways, this is our very last podcast concerning Eastern Shore Consolidated.